Welcome everyone to the meeting of the five families, the three families. Kevin is at the head of the table, as always. We're going to talk about...
I called you all here today to discuss Disney topics.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk selling narcotics. No. That's a big industry now. And if you sell that, I have no respect for a man that sells that white powder in your schools. Thoughts?
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't have any respect for that.
Guys, this is improv comedy. We're doing Godfather-style comedy. This is what we do.
Godfather-style comedy.
Yeah, that's what... I think if anybody advertised themselves that way, I would never listen to them. So, glad I did
The Godfathers of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's definitely someone I went to high school with.
Really?
That.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, yeah. I went to college with this guy, super Italian guy, and he would... every time we had to do a film for the end of the year, he would just record himself doing stand-up and add fake laughter, and it was always like,
that's awful.
I don't know why that just reminded me of that. Anyway,
brutal. Anyway, we're here, Creepy Old Crypt. We're doing an episode. We're in case you didn't know what Creepy Old Crypt was. It's always theme park and theme park adjacent stuff we just like to talk about. We would be talking about it anyway, so we thought we might as well record it.
Yeah.
We don't research this stuff. It's purely conversational. So if we get any facts wrong...
Too bad.
Do you guys have that thing where sometimes you take a shower and it's later in the day you feel the water is in your ear?
I shake it out. I get it out.
Yeah, I do that when I take a shower, but then later in the day, it's like, oh, it's still there. I'm having that right now. So talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Whoa.
I don't have dry. I have dry ears. I got dry.
Okay, I'm good now.
Dry canals.
I got dry eyes. I got dry skin. I got dry ears, dude.
And not me. I keep it moist. Anyway, so we're here. We're talking. As I said, theme park adjacent stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any more adjacent than this episode.
We're adjacent to the park.
We are
right
adjacent
now.
to Disneyland as we speak, because this episode we're talking about the weird mall attached to Disneyland.
This opened with DCA, didn't it?
It did.
In the whole renovation, it opened with DCA.
2001.
Yeah.
2001 was a big year. You read into that how you want. What coast were you on? East Coast had their own problems, but the West Coast, it was big because they changed the whole Anaheim resort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Turned it into a resort. It was just called Disneyland before.
It was just Disneyland, and then they were like, we're gonna go all out. We're gonna add a second park. We're gonna change all of the whole area around Disneyland, shape it up, add a big ass parking structure, add a connected mall, which that concept I think was a little bit lifted from. It's funny how revolutionary Disneyland always was and all that stuff. And then I feel like in the last 20 years, they've really been chasing the things Universal does.
Yeah, Universal had their City Walk.
Yeah, they had City Walk, which was brilliant. You'd leave the park and then you had all these shops and restaurants.
Yeah.
They were the first to do that. So Disney was like, nah, now we're going to do it. We're going to do it better. And they made Downtown Disney. Now, I don't remember what came first, this one or... I guess they had the one in Florida, but that's not really outside the park.
The Disney Springs?
Disney Springs,
yeah. That's its own thing.
Yeah. You kind of have to travel.
But it's their mall. It's much bigger.
It used to be what was it called? It was like Disney Village or something?
I think so.
Dude, this ear is driving me crazy. You got to talk about something. I'm going to figure this out.
I don't know. City Walk, they have a Taco Bell. It's the most expensive Taco Bell I've ever seen in my life.
They're able to raise the prices at a single location like that?
Yeah, they do all the time.
Dude.
Prices are different all the time. It's crazy. You all good?
Yeah, I think we're good. Sorry about that.
This
ear was driving me crazy. Do you have a Q-tip?
No, I wish. That'd be cool if I did.
I know.
I can get you some sock cotton or something like that.
Sock cotton?
And a stick from over there if you want me to whip one up for you. That's what Garrett would do.
Yeah, homemade
Garrett go
Dude, hey, real talk. The first time I ever stayed at the Grand Californian, which is just over here, I was so excited because I always wanted to stay there. And when I went there, it was the first night I was hyped up for months.
Yeah.
Got there, and then the first night, got in the room, was getting all ready to, I don't remember, probably go out to the parks or something, and I used the Q-tip, and the end of it came off.
Oh, it stayed in there?
Way in my ear. Ooh. And I was getting I was like, what do I do? I don't even know what to do. And then I was looking online, and it just... You ever look up a solution online that just makes everything worse?
Oh, yeah.
Where they just fill you with so much anxiety? Everything I look... Oh, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, it's always it makes you feel so much worse than you actually are.
So I looked it up, And all of them were just like, bro, that's an emergency room. Like as dumb as it is, that's deep in there. That's an emergency room. And I'm like, I waited this whole time
to go to this,
so
and
mad.
you're gonna spend your whole night in an emergency room.
And the person I was with was getting really upset about it too. And I was like, now I'm making them mad.
Yeah.
Maybe should I just tough it out and then get it later, or what should I do? And they were like, give me 1 second. Just have faith in me. Okay.
Yeah.
And they grabbed my ear and with tweezers just
found it.
Just, I mean, very carefully, and it came out. I've never been happier, and I've never been more grateful for my hearing. It was like victory mode. But anyway, I remember that like almost ruined the first night I ever stayed there. I was so excited.
No, I've never lost anything in my ear canals.
It's never happened to me since. No. It was a weird brand name, and I never did that again.
Yeah.
I'm having
Krebco.
Krebco.
Don't ever use Krebco Q-tips.
Nope.
Don't ever do that. What were you saying?
I'm having like a flashback. I feel like you've told me this before.
Yeah.
And I feel like I told you about the time I got a eraser stuck in my ear.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that happened. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I was in class. I feel like this is the last Creepy Old Crypt that was on. I feel like this happened.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll just tell it really fast. I put a eraser in my ear because I thought it would be similar to a like earplug. And
my God.
And I pushed it in way too deep where it was like I could get it, but I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I went to the bathroom. There's another teacher who was like, "Oh, hey, Jonathan, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to the bathroom. I got a thing stuck in my ear." She's like, "Oh, I got it for you." And then she like went to pull it in my ear, and then I just heard like that sound, and then
it was like
she just like tried to grab it with her nails, and it just like pushed it deeper into my ear, and she went,
no.
"Oh no, you're gonna have to go to the nurse." And I was like,
"Oh no,
that's terrible."
I had to go to the doctor, and the doctor like I remember he walked in, he was like, "I thought you were gonna be like 2 years old. How old are you? Are you 11?"
You were sick of stuff in your ears.
Yeah, they had the nurse had to come in like hold my ear open, and they had like grab forceps and
did you
pull
get
it
to
out.
leave school?
Yes.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, so
I mean,
kind of a win.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I was terrified because they're like, yeah, if we can't, like, it took them like 40 minutes to try to get it out.
Yeah.
They said if they couldn't get it out, it was like, no, we're gonna have to cut your ear open.
Oh my God,
like,
that's
there's the only way, and I was like, no.
Luckily, the story's so gross I can't listen to it. No, I just want to make sure. I got paranoid.
That you
I can't see the screen from here,
yeah.
and I got scared we weren't recording. Okay, and we are. We're good.
We're good.
Anyway, sorry. That was just a repulsive. Story.
Yeah.
No. I thought you were gonna. When you said you put it in your ear, I thought you were gonna be like, "Hey, now I'm Eraserhead."
Dude,
would have been funny.
That'd been cool if I saw that movie at 11.
I know.
That would fuck
When's
me up.
the youngest to show your kid Eraserhead? What are your thoughts?
I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
So 38?
I said 13. That'll probably fuck you up at 13.
Yeah. That would definitely change my life if I saw that. But anyway, yeah. So, so we're talking downtown Disney.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the area outside of Disneyland. We're not talking about anything in the parks.
Yeah, it starts right at the gate and it goes all the way to the hotel.
Yeah. And we can kind of talk about all of that existing. Again, pre-2001, this wasn't really here.
No.
And I think people don't realize how much property originally that the Disneyland Hotel had.
Yeah.
It went all the way out to here. And I remember as a kid eating all the time at the Monorail Cafe.
Yeah, because that's the monorail station right there.
Right there by the station, yeah.
They didn't move that. They just redesigned it.
It was like an old diner, and it's so funny because I could totally see where I found my love for all this old like Disney artwork, like old 60s artwork, because I looked at pictures of the Monorail Cafe when we were thinking about this.
Yeah.
And it's just giant artwork of the old Skyway poster, the old Matterhorn poster, and I'm like, oh yeah, I probably, we didn't go to Disneyland all the time when I was younger, but when I went, it had a big imprint on me. Any kind of like themed spaces that I got to explore as a kid had a big imprint on me,
Totally.
So I loved that, and it's really funny too because then they had all these little like shops, like they were like 2 stories. It was almost like a little strip mall right here of.
Before Downtown Disney.
Yeah, but it was weird. It's like, oh, there's a travel agency and one. I mean, it was just it was so not cool.
Yep.
Like, okay.
It was like a normal mall.
Here's
stuff.
an insurance place.
It was a bank.
Hey, Hey, honey, you guys go on Matterhorn. I'm going to hit the credit union. It was very weird.
Open up an account.
But it's so funny because, again, there's someone on YouTube. I wish I could remember their name. I'll find it at some point. Maybe I'll link to it in the comments or something. But There's someone who took video of all that stuff right before, like days before they ripped it down.
Okay.
Like he's like, okay, here I am in '99. Like about 6 hours from this video, this was all rubble. And he's going through those shops, and it's so funny because Kevin, you those shops. Not that I'm excluding you from this conversation, but I think he would care about this part maybe a little more. But in between all the stories, there's like little pieces of artwork.
Yeah.
And it's like stuff that's like, why was that hanging up there? It was like, oh yeah, here's Mark Davis artwork of a guy, of a cowboy singing with all these cattle, and they're singing with him. And this is from the unbuilt Western River Expedition ride.
Yeah.
It's like, that artwork
that was just up
right here.
Yeah,
there's all this like unbuilt ride artwork. Oh, here's Mark Davis's Ice Queen ride that never got built. That was just hanging right here. Like what? Like, but his artwork was so treasured.
Yeah,
I will say that's one thing that has been no good about the parks lately, is they don't pay enough respect to that guy. Mark Davis, half the stuff you like from these parks was that one guy. And I think it was WDW Today or I don't remember what news site, or somebody said this.
Yeah.
They were like, a lot of you that think you're Disney fans, if you did research, would find out you're just a Mark Davis fan. Because so much came from him.
Yeah.
Where Walt was just like, yeah, sure, yeah, oh, cool, do it. He was the guy who said do it, you know what I mean? But I feel like that happens with all these luminary guys. You know, it's like Steve Jobs. Oh, Steve Jobs, the icon. He knew how to sell it.
Yeah.
But he didn't design the computer. That was Johnny Ive. He didn't come up with the this and this and this. That was Wozniak, you know? There's always people who end up taking the credit. I think you're starting to see that with Elon Musk now, where it's like, oh, the guy, he made Tesla, he made this. I don't know if he did. Yeah, you know, and all that starts to come out later. But anyway, but I guess there is credit to be given to the person who can kind of package that and get it to be bought by everybody, I guess.
I'm bummed because you're telling me all about this, still gone now, and I did not remember that stuff. I never came to this area. Before this was built, I never went to this site. I never stayed at the hotel. I never did any of that.
For some reason, my family really liked the Disneyland Hotel. Like if we got to come here, it was like, no, we're gonna stay at the Disneyland Hotel. And then that in the early days, but then I remember when I got a little older, we went back, but my dad, he worked in advertising, and I think one of his accounts was Hyatt. So then later in life, it was, oh, you want to stay at Hyatt? Free. Oh, yeah. So then it was like, oh, yeah, we're going to stay at the Hyatt. So there's a Hyatt Orange or something like that that has a big atrium and stuff. That is intense child memories for me because...
It's probably still there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I stayed there not that long ago.
Okay.
And so that was, after a while, only went there. But when I was younger, the Disneyland Hotel, it was like, that was half the fun to us. It's like, oh, we're going to be at the Disneyland Hotel. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, it was whatever. But anyway, it took up so much of this space. And it's funny because then when they tore it all down for Downtown Disney, they put in all these new stores. They put you can't tell what it is now, but there was a Rainforest Cafe. They put that right there.
Yeah.
And then all this other stuff, Lego store right there. But then they put the monorail station is right here. That you can actually hop on the monorail and it takes you into Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because to this day, people are like, oh yeah, I remember when they moved the monorail station. Yeah, they moved it. It was over there and then they moved it over here. They've never moved.
Nope. It's just redesigned.
It's just what got built around it. They got rid of the monorail cafe and all that other stuff. And yeah, that stayed there.
And now it's just the station and Rainforest Cafe. Well, now it's a Star Wars
Star Wars Cafe.
Yeah. It's like in a jungle that's obviously still Rainforest Cafe.
Yes, yeah.
You guys ever eaten at a Rainforest Cafe?
One time.
I did one time too.
Yep.
Okay.
It wasn't here. I've never been to this one.
Wait, have you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this show has now become our Rainforest Cafe stories.
Yes.
Go ahead.
As a kid, it was like magical.
Really?
I loved it. When I was like 8 or 9, I would beg to go to it, and I've maybe been like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And then I would always get like one of those monkeys that you could like put around your neck.
With the Velcro hands.
Yeah, with the Velcro hands.
Yeah.
So it was really funny, like seeing that Eddie Burback video where he went to all of them.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wait, this sucks. I was like, seeing it now, I was like, it's terrible. But as a kid, it was when it started raining and stuff. I loved it.
I forgot. It starts raining and doing that kind of stuff. I went one time when I must have been 14, 15, And I was like, whatever. This it's fine. And that was it. It was the one. It's like further north, Ontario. Yeah, it's the one I went to, and it was whatever to me. The food was okay.
I did not know anything about it. Didn't know what it was at all. Yeah. Until I was like 25. I never would come down here. I never went to this side really much at all. So I didn't ever see it. And then about 25. Someone I was dating at the time, she was like, "It's my birthday, and that's where I'm dying to go."
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, that's wild." Okay.
Yeah.
And we went, and a couple of her friends came too. And I think everyone had the same feeling of, why are we going to Rainforest Cafe? What? And let me tell you, that was the longest I've ever waited for a restaurant.
Really?
You know, sometimes it's just like, oh, it's going to be a long wait, and you just know it, you know? That, I was like, I want to put my name in. Okay, you know, it's like Friday evening. Like, it's going to take a while. Okay.
And it's probably a good amount of people,
We hung out in downtown Disney for, I mean, it was like all night. I mean, it was just like, oh my God. And then we went in, and I'm like, damn, this place must be really good if that many people are waiting.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I basically got chicken strips. I mean, the food we all got, it was like, the whole time I'm like, why did we want to go? Why did we want to go?
There's better places.
And we were I wasn't even thinking that. I hadn't really eaten at many of the other places at that point, but it was just so bizarre. And I think where they seated us to, it wasn't really near a lot of the animatronic stuff or anything.
Oh, that's a.
And we were right next to a tank, like with fish and stuff like that, which that was cool. But the whole time we were eating, there was an eel next to us. Like that, it was like
Mario 64 shit.
It was seriously like, I'm not gonna be able to eat if this eel keeps doing it. It really was. It's like it knew. So anyway, it was a very weird night. I mean, it was a perfectly good experience. It was fine.
Yeah.
But it was just like, that was so random. But I think it probably meant a lot to them.
Yeah.
You know, when they were younger,
when they were kids.
Somehow I had never heard of it. I never had.
I'm telling you, when you go if you went as a kid, it's like, it was a extremely magical experience.
Yeah.
And it's really funny seeing as an adult, like, how fucked up the animatronics are and how bad it actually is.
They look real when you're a kid. They look real.
Yeah.
So what was really funny to me was then when they closed it. So it did not survive the pandemic.
No,
that's what happened.
I think a couple are still around. Oh,
this one. Yeah.
Okay. Oh no.
But a bunch closed.
There's still other ones. There's one in Ontario, California.
Yeah.
There's multiple in Disney World.
Yep.
There's like more than one down there.
Yeah.
But here it did not survive at Downtown Disney. And what's funny is that when it closed over the pandemic, I was surprised they turned it into a shop to get Star Wars stuff. Because the Star Wars merch does so well in the park. Because Disney really, I have to say, whatever you think about Disney's current output of Star Wars movies, shows, whatever, I actually think their best work is just in the merchandise. When they will sell the perfect replica of, did you want the two statues that Palpatine has in his office? Yeah, they made those. They made perfect replica of the jar on his desk. It's like, what? Like, who is in charge of this? I love it personally, but anyway, so it was like, well, we've got all this, let's sell some out of the park too. So they turned it into a Star Wars store, and I remember people were livid about it. Like, that, it doesn't even fit, it doesn't even work as a Star Wars store. Now, I will say, as a neutral, like, I'm not a fan or a hater of Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah,
I think they did a good job. To me, it looks like
it fits.
It looks like a temple in Yavin or whatever. It looks it looks like Star Wars to me. So I don't know. It never, to me, I was like, oh, if you're going to convert a store, you did a good job. That's what I thought. I would rather it be at Rainforest Cafe, but that's okay.
The sad part is a talking tree that's only in there is just a hole with a what are those things? Porgs in it.
Yeah, they put porgs in it. Yeah, there's like plushes and stuff like that.
And it's like, I missed the talking tree that just talked to you when you were a kid.
What was her name? Like Linda or something?
Yeah, the tree of...
Linda the talking tree.
I don't...
Tree of Life.
Tree of Life. Yeah, they had a big Terrence Malick section in there. It was kind of dope.
Awesome.
Did you see that movie?
No.
You never saw it?
No.
That's one that I'm like, I have to hand it to him because it's been like 10 years since I saw it, and I'm still going, it was good, it was not good. It was good. Was it good? I don't know. Like, I'm still going back and forth.
I started film school when that came out, and I remember just having all my friends be like, don't waste your time. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I didn't even know it existed.
I think that's a valid review of it. But at the same time, I'm like, but I've never really seen something like that. This family, it's just like slice of life, weird slice. There's no narrative almost. Weird slice of life about a kid growing up, and his dad is an inventor, but like no one wants his inventions. Again, there's no story. It's just seeing, like, he comes home disappointed, then they have dinner, and it's kind of quiet. Then they go to a baseball game together. Then it's just moments.
Yeah.
And then what's crazy is that, like, when it's Sean Penn flashing back to this as a kid, but then it goes to the birth of planet Earth and the dinosaurs. Then it goes to all his stuff as a kid. Then it cuts to later. And you're thinking, oh, how much later? When the sun explodes and destroys the Earth.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, and then in the middle of that was when his family, did all that.
Yeah.
It's just, and I was like, okay, I think this was a waste of time, but at the same time, I've never seen this done that way. Yeah, it was like, well, it clearly provoked me. So guys, leave a comment. Tree of Life. What'd you think of the film? This is what we're all about here. Creepy Old Crypt. Terrence Malick films.
Great double feature. That and Boyhood. Back to back.
Yeah, you get the
ruin your day.
Yeah, the damn, he was alive this long trilogy. It's not a trilogy. Anyway, I did like Boyhood.
Yeah. Check it out.
Thank you for that.
That's Rainforest. I'll check it out. That was Rainforest Cafe.
You know what was crazy about Boyhood, though? Let me just say, last thing. They gave a pretty big role in that movie to one of the VR troopers.
Oh, really?
The guy who played Ryan Steele.
Not the dog?
No, not the Jeb. I think he's dead.
Oh,
but the main dude, I forget his name. He played Ryan Steele. Oh man! But that guy was way too good of an actor for VR troopers. He also was the voice of the Gold Ranger, the alien Gold Ranger, when he showed up in the show. And then he's like the main dude in that movie. And I was just like, good casting. This is really good.
Cool.
Anyway. So if you're following up on the VR Troopers, people, check that out.
I watched one episode of VR Troopers ever in my life, and they fought on a jungle gym, and whatever their putties were.
Yeah, Scugs.
One got punched.
That's what they were called.
And went down the slide, and they did a slide whistle. I was like, boo!
Yeah.
They went down the slide, and I was like, this is the best show ever.
Yeah. Oh, I loved that show. Anyway. Okay, so where were we? So Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah.
Now it's a Star Wars thing. I could get Star Wars merch at this point anywhere. I'm going in the park, so I don't really need this here.
Yeah.
So I have no opinion on that being there.
Yeah.
But I will say, I kind of like that store being there because a lot of times in the park, shit sells out.
And then you go there.
And I'll take the monorail, go here, and it's like, full stop.
Yeah, because this is like where you exit the park and go, you hit it.
Exactly.
You hit it up. But
so there's there's all kinds of stuff that happens with. But anyway, so that's there. Lego store is right over there. Has that been there since the beginning?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's been there a very, very long time. I can't remember because I feel like they added all those Lego statues at the outside like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But that Lego store must have been there before that.
Now, I believe they did add all those Lego sculptures.
Yeah.
I think
like
those
Beauty and the Beast and
I want to
like
say those
were
within the last 8 years or something like that. There is one where on the top where it's Prince Valiant or whatever his name is fighting the dragon.
With like the flames hitting his shield and stuff like that.
And the dragon is up on the roof. If you approach it from this side, like you're coming from the end of downtown Disney, going towards the center, it looks weird.
It does.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The tail of the dragon is just kind of hanging over the side of the building, and that's all you see.
Yeah.
It looks like something else. I'm not going to say what, but it's just like flaccid. You know what I mean? I just remember when they built that, people were going, am I supposed to be seeing what I'm seeing right now?
On Twitter, yeah.
I think they should have tested that first.
I never go into that Lego store because I feel like the most expensive place you could get Legos is a Lego store.
Yeah. Legos are expensive.
They are
up with that.
See, I like Legos. I like building Lego sets. Yeah. I just don't want to spend that much.
The problem. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go for it.
The problem for me is like I love building them, and then it's like a problem.
I was just gonna say that you build it, and I go, okay, I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I built it, and I'm like, am I gonna display it? Like,
but then it's $300, so you're like, I guess I have to.
I guess do I take it apart and make some, I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm jealous of Sean every year when he gets to build them, because I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And just to stay on the podcast set.
Yeah. Like, but I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, yeah, it just becomes a problem once you're done. Once I'm done, it's like, okay, I did the fun part, and now it's just, I don't need this anymore.
Same.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm just whatever on that. I liked when they announced them, like, oh, they're doing a Lego whatever. That's cool.
Home Alone house.
I'll never buy
stuff
that.
Like that. Yeah.
Man, I tried to do the Tron bikes, and even that.
I remember that.
That's the smallest one they have, and it was like, fuck off. Anyway, so I never go there. You know, there's a bunch of stuff that I feel like is always. Oh, real quick before we leave this. So the monorail station is right there.
Yes.
Important monorail station lore. Johnny, you might not even know this.
Okay.
They have redone that station a couple times. They recently painted it. Okay. Like, it was green since 2001, I think.
Yeah.
But now to fit, they're going with all this stuff they're building around here, and you can see there's a new stage back here. It all is this mid-century modern look, which I love, this retro look.
Yeah.
It kind of extends the vibe of the Disneyland Hotel that's over there. And we'll talk more about that in a minute, too. But, you know, all has this mid-century vibe. They're continuing that, so they painted the station blue. Despite all of that, there is something in the monorail station. If you look up.
Really?
There is something up there. You don't know what?
I don't know at all.
There is a VHS of Home Alone 2 up in the rafters. It is wedged in the top.
Never heard of it.
I think it was Guy Selga that found it.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, I went to go check the remodel. Oh, it's still there. Okay. So they must know about it.
Yeah.
Like, but it is up for some reason wedged in the rafters up there. Home Alone 2.
Can we go see that after this?
Yeah. Sure. You can't get in.
Oh, it's
you're
in the bar.
You're barred out, dude.
Oh, it's
in the station. So you need to beep in.
Oh, you can't even get to the station. You have to beep in.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't buy a ticket.
No ticket.
No ticket. Yeah, that's right. But anyway, we'll scope it out. Anyway, so I didn't want to bypass that lore. But anyway, there's a bunch of stuff over there. There's a bunch of carts next to that.
Yeah.
People buy pins and stuff like that. I never really go there.
Dude, but that's where, just beyond that, is where they always have that really crazy corn dog. They had like the pickled peanut butter corn dog.
Yeah.
Dazzler.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Like the
Dazzler.
I don't know what it was called. Like.
The absolute monster.
Yeah. Now it's an elote thing, I think. No.
I thought they kept the pickle dog too.
I think so. Yeah, it's always in that middle display.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good.
I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I liked it.
The dipping in peanut butter, it's like, yeah, it adds to it. It's great.
I went with a bunch of friends a year ago, and I think it was like Mariel's birthday or something like that, and they literally were like, "Can we meet in downtown Disney before the parks so we can all eat that corn dog?" I was like, "Hell yes!"
Before the parks, I feel like I would be like moving in slow motion the rest of the day.
We were so hungry. It was just like, well, if we're gonna eat one thing, let's eat that. Yeah. It was awesome. But anyway, so yeah, that's where if you want that, that's where it is in that middle area. Then there's Lego store. There is there's Wonderground Gallery.
Yeah.
Where they have like a lot of Disney related art and like collectible shit, but it's like now it's closed again.
Yeah, it's something else
because they keep remodeling stuff, and every time they remodel something, they close Wonderground Gallery to put something else there.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. They keep moving Wonderground Gallery around.
Yeah,
half the time we have it.
It's just a bunch of art and stuff.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, that's really it. There's a home store, but I'm curious. Does anyone remember? Place I used to always go.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
D Street.
D Street was great.
That was where it was like more. How would you even describe it? It was like more
collectible,
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was collectibles, but it was like, yeah, we've got Vinylmation.
Yeah.
These are like
when that was a thing.
These are vinyl figures for collectors, and they always had like Tron stuff and this was before. I mean, Disney didn't own Star Wars, but they would have Star Wars stuff. It was like, look, they've got Star Wars stuff. Back when it was like rare to see that.
Yeah.
You know, can you imagine? But I remember going in there and they had new shirts that had the old Disneyland flying saucers on them. They had like shirts with old 60s artwork on.
Yeah.
It was a real hip store.
Yeah.
I loved D Street.
I loved it too, and then they got rid of it, like, and I was like, oh, what are they going to put in? It's all home goods now.
Yeah.
Which is, whatever. It's the same, but like, I don't need spoons.
Don't be nice to people with homes.
I don't need spoons with Mickey on it.
Yeah. I was bummed. That D Street place always had looping on their TV, Runaway Brain. It was that weird Mickey cartoon
that they kind of wanted to bury.
And now,
it was kind of scary.
Now they don't acknowledge it.
Yeah,
and it's not on Disney Plus. It's not on anything.
I saw that before going to see Tarzan in theater. Not the animated. I saw it before the Brendan Fraser movie.
That's right. Yeah.
They played it before that.
No, that's George of the Jungle. Wow.
It was still before that, but it was George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
I apologize. I mixed up George of the Jungle. Isn't the whole thing is like they wanted to make their own, so they're like, let's just do it and change the name.
Yeah. Well, George of the Jungle was a cartoon.
Yeah. But it was before that.
Do you remember the theme?
Watch out for that tree.
Oh, yep, classic. Watch out for that tree. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway.
George of the Jungle. Yeah, dude, it's in my head now.
Friend to you and me. Anyway, but yeah, it was all that kind of stuff. D Street. They would have George of the Jungle stuff. But yeah, they don't have it anymore. I'm bummed about that. That was a staple. I remember going in there and they had all the Tron Legacy Vinylmations. Which I missed that too. Vinylmations. And it's so funny because they would do the whole premise of Vinylmations. They would just sell the same vinyl Mickey figure, but paint different shit.
Yeah, it looked identical, and they would just paint it different. Every once in a while, you'd see one that was a little different style.
They would mold it.
Yeah,
different. Well, they started doing those park ones.
Yep.
They were called Vinylmation Park Stars, and those were all custom figures.
Yes.
Those were the best.
Yeah, and I have a bunch of them, like Mark Twain and stuff like that. I have those.
That's the only time you would get a figure of Mark Twain, a guy from Space Mountain, Rex from Star Tours. Wally Bogue from the Golden Horseshoe. Like, how deep cut can you get? And it was so cool, but then, they stopped doing that.
Yep.
But I remember every now and then, we would, whenever we would do Mega 64 Game Days, the event we would do every year, we'd tell people to come to the parks and stuff like that and join us. We would do those and have people mix and match them and trade
do blind box, because they're all blind box.
You
don't know what you're gonna get.
So it was fun, but then some years they wouldn't have a new Park Stars one, so it'd be like, okay, let's pick one of the Mickey ones.
Yeah.
And people would send me like hate mail about that. Listen, I'm coming to Game Days this year, and I want so bad to join in on the Vinylmation, but I refuse to buy all the ones that are Mickey shaped. It's like, okay, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I get like people breathing fire. It's like, then don't come. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. Anyway. That was always like a difficult subject to breach. For whatever reason. But anyway, but I do miss D Street and the Vinylmations. I
miss D Street. I miss that. I'm trying to think of other things that weren't here. Well, we're in the graveyard of one section of.
Let's talk about that.
We're sitting in the graveyard right now of the theater and Earl of Sandwich.
It was Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah. And before that, it was a little. I remember before Earl of Sandwich was there. I think the theater was still there.
Yeah.
It was a strip of little shops, and I remember when I would come here, I'd always get Krispy Kreme. It was not a Krispy Kreme, but they had Krispy Kreme donuts like in the packaging that you could buy, and I'd always get them and then go to the park.
How funny!
I would just come here in the morning, get those, and go to the park.
Well, let's cover those in order just real quick.
Yeah.
A staple of Downtown Disney, and it came kind of late. I want to say 2011. Ish. Around when Buena Vista Street showed up at California Adventure, we got Earl of Sandwich, which I think they had for a while in Florida?
In Florida, yes.
Yeah, and Paris.
Yep, Paris has one as well.
And that showed up and immediately became a staple here. We actually just ate it right before we hit record.
Because they just keep moving it.
Like, every time there's construction, it's like, no, don't worry, we're not getting rid of Earl, we're not.
They closed this in the theater for a new hotel that they never built.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that's it for Earl. And then when they announced they weren't building the theater, they opened build a hotel. They opened Earl of Sandwich back up.
Yeah.
Like the same location again. And then finally when okay, we're demolishing it, we're gonna move it over down the way. Yeah. And it's just been bouncing around ever since.
Yeah, if they don't have Earl of Sandwich for longer than a day, people revolt.
Yeah.
And I really think it's a good sandwich, and also it's like one of the few things you could get here that's like, it's like $8,
it's
and you
not
get a
much.
big ass, Anyway, it's more than that now, but and like discounts, our past discounts.
Yep, still work. Yeah.
It's like, I think people count on it. You know? It's like, no,
that's always
been
a staple here at Downtown Disney that I'd always eat there.
And let me tell you, maybe my favorite sandwich ever. Like, some of theirs are all right. Some of them are okay.
Some of them's kind of like I don't really like. I'll have them once, and I'll never get them again.
There's two that I love.
Always get
the original 1770 whatever.
1762 or whatever, and it's like a beef and cheddar and horseradish thing.
Yeah, love that.
I love it.
I think my favorite sandwich, maybe ever, is that holiday turkey Thanksgiving sandwich.
Yeah, it's got like turkey and stuffing and cranberry
and gravy mayo or whatever that is.
Super good.
I just had that just now for the first time in I don't know how many months. And
it's not even Thanksgiving, dude.
That hit. Oh, that hit, dude. I don't even need Thanksgiving. Just have one of those. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's everything in one.
Don't even need to see the fam. Man, that was amazing. But anyway.
Yeah. So that was right next to and I loved it because it was like, it was always the end of the night thing. Like, we would be leaving, and it's like, let's hit up Earl's Sandwich, get a bite before heading out.
It was always a great thing to grab before going home.
Yeah, it was fun.
Now next to it was the AMC Theater. Yes. They had an AMC Theater here. And I have to say, I'm bummed. I really liked that there was a movie theater.
I did too. I only saw one thing here ever. We'll probably talk about that in a second.
Oh, yeah.
But I enjoyed that theater. It was good.
I don't know. To me, it was like perfect. It's like they would have... the new Star Wars came out. Well, it'll be in the theater here. You could see it. It's a Disney movie. It's right here. It kind of seemed appropriate that it was here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the best night of that theater was when you, me, and Brian decided, let's get the true Lincoln experience.
Yep.
Let's go to Disneyland, see Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. If we time it just right, 5 minutes later, there's a showing of Lincoln, Spielberg's Lincoln, playing at the theater.
And it was like just opening.
Yes.
And we timed it so perfectly because we had there's during a little bit, they have these singers start the show.
Yeah.
They're from Florida, and they'll come and just sing
Voices of Liberty.
Voices of Liberty.
Yeah.
And they would just come and sing before the show, and then they would do the show.
Yeah.
And they did that, and it was like, okay, we watched the Voices of Liberty, then Lincoln, and then immediately booked it over here and went to the showing of Lincoln that was next.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a memorable experience.
It was it was like a 3-hour plus Lincoln experience. Yeah. And then we did a video on it. You can find it on my personal channel, the Lincoln Experience, I think is what it's called, something like that. And then it was like, all right, did this change your perspective on Lincoln? We all were just like, I think he's a good president. now I've kind of seen both sides. I think he's a pretty good president.
Both sides.
Yeah, the animatronic Lincoln, Daniel Day's Lincoln.
Yeah.
We saw it all.
Yeah.
That was definitely the worth existing for this theater. That was a very, very fun night. But anyway, I would go there sometimes. I think I saw Wreck-It Ralph when I was just like, I was killing time before somebody showed up, and I went there, and I think I just slept through it or something like that. I was just like, dark place to sleep till they get here or something like that.
Sorry, I've just been thinking about this for a second.
Yes.
But like, imagine you die, and then in the future... In the future, there's a movie about you and a robot version of you.
within 100 yards of each other.
like that would fuck me. I mean, it wouldn't do anything. I'm dead, but...
There's a robot version of me and a movie.
The idea of that is wild. Imagine telling Lincoln, like, hey, man, they're going to make a moving picture of you and a robot.
I think if I die, I'm going to sit in a theater and watch. It's going to be old Mega 64 videos.
Yeah.
And then... there's going to be one last one, but I'm going to walk out, and they're going to go, oh, aren't you going to stay? And I'm going to go, nah, I trust the director. I'm spoiling a movie, but I'm not going to say which movie. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I thought you were referencing Pee-wee at first, because it's like, oh, you're not going to watch the ending? No, I lived it.
No. Oh, no. No.
I can't wait for someone to watch that movie and be like, oh man, Rocco spoiled that.
We all saw it together.
We did?
There was a long talk afterwards.
Oh, I think I don't remember. I don't remember.
Went on a long time.
Yeah, hey man,
Jesus was there.
Jesus was there, dude.
Oh, he's got to have it right now. Come on, Kevin, we've handed it to you.
Yeah, I'm Jesus of Comic-Con.
He's Jesus of this theater.
I know you're talking.
Okay.
It took me a second. I'm like, what did I see? It's like,
I'm not going to spoil people at home.
I got it.
I think at home they know now too.
I got something to tell you about that.
Okay.
Now we're just diverting this whole conversation. But anyway,
What's your favorite Pop-Tart? What's your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart?
Anyway, so what were we oh yeah, the theater.
Lincoln,
anyway,
Lincoln
so
experience, stuff like that.
R.I.P. the theater.
Yeah.
Now, I guess we'll stay in this direction a little bit. As I mentioned earlier, the Disneyland Hotel. The Disneyland Hotel is that way, and it is kind of, in my opinion, part of the Downtown Disney experience.
Yes.
You kind of lead down that way because I think one of the iconic parts of the outside of Disneyland realm is Trader Sam's, which is in the heart of the Disneyland Hotel. So even if you're not staying there, you might head that way.
It's really cool. It's just an awesome place to chill after the park, and it's like, if you get inside, it's really cool because there's tons of like stuff on the walls, and
it's like Adventureland.
Yes,
it's
really cool.
It's all themed after 1930s Adventureland.
I like chilling there a lot.
It's basically it's a really, really well themed tiki bar, I guess you want to call it that.
Typically we sit outside because the inside is kind of slammed sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little harder.
So we'll just go, and
there.
then you can you sit wherever, and then you just go up to the counter to order whatever you want.
The first time I ever went there, I was on a date, and I got the drunkest I've ever been in my life.
Oh!
Unintentionally. I just didn't know. It was kind of like my first kind of instance with tiki drinks as well.
Yeah, tiki drinks are really hard.
I didn't know, and I was like, I drank one, I was like, okay, like this is fucked up. But I love it there. I love the atmosphere. I like tiki bars in general.
Sure.
And I think my love for that spawned from Trader Sam's. I used to like.
I think so too. For me.
I met people who were like wear Hawaiian shirts and like, oh, I like tiki bars. I'm like, I hate that. But then going to Trader Sam's was like, all right, I get it.
You get it.
There's a whole vibe.
It is a fun vibe, and I will say I do think I get a little misconstrued sometimes because thank God Ryan's not on this. And he never will be, by the way.
No.
Has he ever been a guest on Creepy Old Crypt?
I don't think... No, he hasn't.
And he won't.
I'm telling you right now, never going to happen.
Because, I talked about how, I liked... they have food there, but it's not like a restaurant.
Yeah,
but,
it's just like bar.
But we always argue about, the beans good. They have, they have, fried green beans you can dip, and they have... It's just like finger food and stuff. But I love going there and getting that whatever, and then sometimes my comments get misconstrued as like, oh, I think that's like a... amazing restaurant.
Like the food's amazing.
But that's not it. It's like it's just the vibe of like getting that stuff and hanging out and getting whatever. Because I don't really drink, so like for me, it's just getting all the little things. I will say though, sometimes I don't know what it is, but the wings they have there, they're not even like my favorite wings in the world. But every now and then I want only those. It's like, how do I get those wings? I need to go there and get those wings. So those really do hit. I think like their ramen is pretty good.
I've never had the ramen
for ramen at a bar at a theme park.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty competent, stuff like that. But then Ryan twists my words into like I thought this was supposed to be the greatest restaurant at Disneyland. This is a joke. And he made a list of the restaurants he went to when he went to California,
and he ranked them,
and he put Dunkin' higher than that. It's like what kind of demonic shit is he on? Like,
I've eaten Dunkin' like my whole life, and I saw him tweet at you being like, dude, nah, man, that bagel hit. I've eaten that bagel for like 20 years of my life. That's the worst bagel ever. Dude, it's like disgusting.
You've eaten a lot of bagel shops.
I've eaten that specific Dunkin' bagel so much in my life.
Yeah.
So it is so consistently shitty.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Dude,
I
think it's always dry.
He's insane.
He's truly, like, something happened to him.
Yeah.
Just, up here. Like, I'm not trying to be insulting, but just like, cuckoo. Like, I don't know. I don't know how else to word it. It's just, I'm not trying to be insulting. But,
I do want to say that, like, one of my, like, a really great moment just in my life in general happened at Trader Sam's. You were there.
Oh, really?
4th of July. Eating that burger.
Because everybody went out after we went out 4th of July. Everybody came here.
Yeah, and we ate that Hawaiian pineapple burger, and then, like, the fireworks were just going off, and we're eating those beans.
Like,
10 out of 10. Like, one of my favorite moments in life.
That was like the best 4th of July ever.
It was so good.
We already had such a good day. We all hung out.
Yeah, we all hung out, went to a mall here. And
I just remember, coming here and it's like, well, I am hungry. I've never gotten a burger at Trader Sam's. I was like, do I want that? Oh, it does have, it was the burger where they put like a slice of pineapple on it.
Which I always love.
Well, I'd never had that. I'm just like, screw it. You're getting it. I'll get it too. Okay. For some reason, after a long 4th of July, having that Hawaiian burger and seeing the fireworks hit right there, and no one was there.
No one was there.
Everyone, I think, gathered at the hub over here.
To see the fireworks over there.
But they weren't at Trader Sam's. We all assumed it was going to be a nightmare. It was yeah, let's not even bother. But then we went there and it was just like, there's no one here. And the fireworks went off. Yeah, and I just remember thinking, damn, I almost started singing, I'm proud to be an American, because at least, no, I didn't do that.
I'm gonna clap here, just in case you have to cut this out. But that was the famous moment where someone like got a drink and then didn't pay for it.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh.
Yeah, like, and then the staff at Trader Sam's like, hey, your friend didn't pay.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, it was all good. They it was a friend of a friend, and then I sent a message to them, and they came back later, like running, like they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
It was like, I wasn't really worried about it because again, it was a friend of a friend, so I messaged them, hey, if they happen to, if they can, PayPal me a few bucks, let me know. But I wasn't sweating it. But then, they were running back, and I was like, oh, I didn't want them to run back. But it was just a friend of a friend of a friend, and it went down the chain to me. Yeah. At the end of the night. Because it was like, do you know that guy down there? Well, it's a friend of a friend. Yeah, they never even picked this bill up. Yeah, I don't think they knew or something. It was a total innocent mistake. It was really not a.
Yeah, I remember no big deal. The waitress was like, "Well, someone has to pay this." Yeah, and we were like, "Oh no." Okay.
It all worked out. It was it was totally not a big deal.
This is a funny story.
Yeah. That was also the night. Oh, this is an important topic. We should talk about this. That was also the. I guess this is sort of becoming Trader Sam's episode, which is fine.
Whatever.
Fine with me.
I consider that part of Downtown Disney.
Yeah, I mean it's technically not, but to me it's part of the experience. Yeah, you end up there. I don't know. So, but that night I learned. So they always sell really cool mugs at Trader Sam's.
Oh, this was the
this is what I love. This is what I love is that they have custom mugs, and again. I always go, no, I'm not a tiki guy. I'm not a tiki. But whenever they put out a new mug, I'm like, what is it? What's a skull? And it's like, bro, you're buying every new one they have. Like, you know what you are now. But I guess I like the ones here because they're always kind of, what am I trying to say? They really cater to the parks. Yeah. It's like, oh, they did one and it's like it's a haunted man. It's the hitchhiking, or not the Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah, or the gargoyles with the
lights. The gargoyle. That's my favorite one.
Yeah,
and and it's like I love the theme parks, and then it kind of has the style of all the stuff inside Trader Sam's. So I'm like, you got me. Mm-hmm. So I like the mugs that they do there. But then I remember we got that night. It's like, to remember this night, the Trader Sam's barrel mug. But they change them all the time. They'll do them in different colors and different glazes.
Yeah.
And it's funny because sometimes they glaze them and they're smooth. They're shiny or what do you call it? Not glossy.
Yeah, they're glossy.
They're glossy.
Fully glossy.
But then sometimes they don't glaze them. Oh. They make them matte. You get higher detail on them if they don't glaze them. But then Johnny picked it up and was like, "Oh!"
I got chills when you brought it up. I was like,
they feel like terracotta. What do you call that?
Yeah, I don't know. I get the same.
Rough.
Like very sandpapery.
I get the same feeling when I touch that as like nails on chalkboard.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
but it's funny. I totally know what you mean, but I like those more. See, I like those more because I think they look better on the shelf.
Yeah.
But then it started a whole thing where now when I show them to people. Sometimes, that's awesome, and then sometimes, and I'm like,
I don't want to.
So that's a thing. Some people,
right? Yeah, the texture is so weird. It gives you a tingle.
But I do. But then again, sometimes they glaze them. They feel better, but then they lose a little detail. So, which way you want it? That's the question,
baby.
But I do love the mugs they have, and I do think my favorite was when they did that. Yeah. They did a blue-green version of the gargoyle. That was
that was cool. That was the light they were holding torches.
The torches.
Lights,
that one was sick. That one was
really, really cool.
I have gone to. I will say I luck out a lot because when they do those launches of the mugs here, they'll do them like, if you have the Disney app and you can order it and then just go pick it up, but they start giving them out at like 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, something like that. But it always works out because sometimes I come up to LA on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Wednesdays are like typically like a day we'll kind of like be working separate or a day off or whatever. So I'll go up, but I like to drive up early because I don't want to hit traffic. I like to go up, and sometimes I'll come up here and I'll hang out for a little bit before going up to LA. And when I drive up, I'll drive up at like 5 in the morning. I will be
Skip
up
the traffic.
Super early. I just like having an early start. I really like that. Yeah. And so it always works out that they'll release those mugs. I swear to God, it's always when I'm planning to do that.
Yeah.
It'll be like, we're going to release them at 7 a.m. on a Wednesday. And people online will be like, who can go at 7 on a Wednesday?
Right.
People have work. And I'll be like, I can go.
Yeah.
And so I'm always here before anybody. Like, give me a mug. Thank
and
you.
when
Bye.
it's through the app, you can sometimes just put in a mobile order on the way up.
I will be
like,
listen, now I'm not going to say I'm doing this while I'm driving.
no.
I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what happens is they go up at 6 in the morning and you go, reserve me one. Dude, all right. And it'll be like, all right, at 7 a.m., walk up.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then they just hand it to you. That's what I do. Not saying I do that while I'm driving. I'm not saying that.
No.
Anyway, but yeah, super easy. Anyway, so it always works out for me. There's always people who talk about, I camped out for 3 days to get this mug, and I'm just like, nah.
Go up on a Wednesday
I just
morning.
go up on a Wednesday morning, hit the button in the app. Anyway, but there are still, we talked about this on our hot takes episode.
Yeah.
There are still people who refuse to use the app. I shouldn't have to use the app.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you waited all day, 12 hours to get one, and I hit one button on the app, rolled up, and then left. Yeah, so.
We even went, last time we went, the popcorn bucket, they were only selling through the app. You remember that?
The Java
Yeah,
one.
the Java one.
Oh, I should have brought that as set dressing for the episode.
Set dressing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it on the app. I bought it from home.
Yeah.
I was in bed and went, I'll be there probably 7 o'clock tonight.
I'll pick it up that night.
Yeah. And that was it. And I strolled up, give me my bucket. Thanks, bye.
Yep.
No, that was it.
Yeah.
If I drop this cup one more time,
the
audio people are going to throw a fit. Anyway.
The audio people. That's us.
Yeah. No, I mean, people who listen to it.
We're audio guys.
We're audio.
We're audio guys. Of course we drop the cup in front of the mic.
Yeah.
Like, at least it doesn't have all that from the podcast set, the sticks of wood that would, like, everybody would peel off, like Derek was peeling off.
You'd be like, you got to stop peeling the wood, you guys. Remember, that was a problem.
That was a problem. This was like, oh, this is just...
Hey, guys, we're peeling the wood in every episode. Stop. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But yeah, Trader Sam's is great. Love Trader Sam's.
Yeah.
In chilling out. I don't get the drinks very often because
Yeah.
I have a pet peeve with tiki drinks when you're not drinking, is that they do the ice thing with the drink anyways. And that is just, they fill it up with crunchy ice till the top, and they put your drink in. So I drink it, and 3 sips, that thing's gone. When it's alcohol, I get it, because it's like, it's straight alcohol. But like, when it's a regular just drink, it's gone in a second.
But here's the thing, Kevin. They got slushy drinks.
They do have slushy
They fill
drinks.
those fuckers up, even if you get the virgin. That's what it's called, right? With no alcohol.
Yeah, virgin.
So yeah, you just get a nice slushy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen you do that before, just getting like the big slushy drink.
Yeah.
With no
I don't know
alcohol.
if I did that.
Really?
Yeah, I think you made that up. I think you were so drunk you made that
I made
up.
it up.
No, I think maybe I did. I think maybe I didn't know about it until we went.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, give me that. But yeah, I like some of the drinks they have. I feel like with what you're talking about, Kevin, I feel like I'm hit or miss with that. I feel like sometimes I luck out and
You get a good bartender that
and then
do
sometimes
that.
it is definitely what you're talking about. There are a couple bartenders that I see there all the time.
Yeah.
There's a guy named like Kelly, I think is his name.
Okay.
That is like a staple there. And another guy just passed away like just the other day.
Oh, really?
I want to say he was around our age.
Oh, that's a bummer.
And he passed away, and now I think they have his like name tag on the thing now or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone was really.
That's a real bummer.
I'm really bummed I can't remember his name. That's
Yeah.
the biggest bummer of all. But anyway, but yeah, I always have pretty good experience with going in there and stuff.
It's a cool chill place to just hang
that's
out.
what I was getting at earlier. Is I just love when it's like you want to hang with friends. It's a good place to do that.
Yes.
It's a nice place to get away, a little quieter
Definitely.
from the park and all that stuff. So I always really like it.
There's live music outside, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like that's always fun. I like. Yeah, they just built the place we're in.
Yes.
Is the new park area.
Yes.
That now has a stage because the live music on Downtown Disney was always on this like temporary stage.
Yeah.
That
Just
was
in the middle of it.
Just in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of awkwardly placed, but now hey, you could sit on the lawn, you could hang out, whatever.
They're still doing construction here. That's gonna be the Din Tai Fung, which
Yes.
I'm excited to eat at
Yes.
once or twice.
No, we're gonna be eating there just.
That's the
don't-
joke.
Don't change what you've been saying. We're gonna eat there every time we go to Disneyland. Din Tai Fung,
I can't
get
afford
ready.
eating Din Tai Fung every time we come.
You'll find a way. You got how long? You have till summer. Get another job. I don't know what to tell you.
Save
dude.
up for Din Tai
Save
Fung.
up. Eat dinner.
Great place. I don't need to eat that much.
You'll go. You'll find a way.
But yeah, I'm excited when this is all open. This whole construction area.
Yeah. But we still kind of don't know what's going in here.
No, I don't.
On this other
that's where the
side.
theater side is. We're sitting on where the Earl Sandwich was and everything like that.
Yes.
But this is all was theater space, and I don't know what's going to be there now.
Let's talk about. Actually, I have to make sure we still have time on here. So, talk about something else.
Yeah.
It's so cold right now.
It is pretty cold.
I feel like I hope people don't think I'm like mad or anything. I'm just like, no, I'm like actually freezing.
That's one thing I want to is. This is considered sitting like angry.
Yeah.
And that
it's
is
so
comfortable.
It's so comfortable.
And people go like, is something wrong?
No, I just like.
Not at all. I like sitting like this
yeah,
sometimes.
Same.
Like,
I will say in general, we need to all stop assuming someone's unhappy.
Yes.
Because that does happen to me a lot. At least once every time we go on tour or go to a convention.
Yeah.
I will always get a message later. Yeah, Rocco seemed miserable, but everybody else was cool. And it's like, I was so happy to be there.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
But I just, I'm looking like this. I'll be. That's how I look.
There's nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm actually miserable and no one says anything.
Yeah, I'm like super happy. Anyway, yes. What were we just
We're
talking
talking about this park area. We don't know really. It's gonna be
let's
over
talk
here.
about. Let's talk about further down. Okay, so I want to give them credit because Downtown Disney for years did have a lot of stuff that was just like a normal mall would have.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
it's like a
Wetzel's
sunglass
pretzels.
hut.
They still have Wetzel's pretzels.
Yeah. Do they still have Sunglass Hut?
I don't think so.
I don't think good.
They had a sock place.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Whatever. They made an effort a few years ago to let's have a little more stuff you can't just get anywhere.
Yeah.
A little higher
Substance.
class substance stuff. Mm-hmm. And they made in my opinion, now they did some stuff like the sock place and Build-A-Bear are gone.
Yeah.
And now it's like a brewery and whatever. Okay, well I don't really go there anymore, so I have no review on that. But they booted out Haagen-Dazs and replaced it with Salt and Straw.
Oh, Salt and Straw is so good.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
They nailed it because now I actually
it's so worth it.
Every time I come here, I'm like, okay,
what are the new flavors?
What are the new flavors this month?
Yep.
Ooh, okay, I got to try that. That also just happened to us. I had no plan to get any, and it was like they had banana bread and
potato chip,
chocolate covered potato chip.
Yeah.
I was like, yup, and it was delish.
Yes. Yeah. Every time I walk there, I had to at least look at the board of new flavors to see what's up.
They do clickbait a little bit though, because they'll do flavors that are like pine tree needle and worms.
Yeah.
But then when you look into it, it's like, oh, it's not any of those things. It's
Yeah.
like it's but they'll make it sound controversial. There was one that was like fried chicken. And it was fried chicken croissant flavor. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Croissant? It just had flakies.
They always have one that sounds like it's gonna ruin it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's still great. I don't care if it has candied bugs in it. It doesn't matter. It'll be great.
Yeah. So they always. I've never had a bad flavor. I've never actually eaten a bad flavor.
Yeah. There's flavors.
The wind just picked up here. Oh my god.
I'm wearing two things. You want a jacket?
Wearing one thing.
Want a
no, I'm
jacket?
fine.
I've got like 20 jackets in my car. If anybody needs,
Hell
if you
yeah.
need one.
Yeah.
I'll definitely just get like a coffee or something.
Yeah.
like this.
Can't warm yourself up.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude. Yeah, Salt and Straw's great. They're now doing a thing with Taco Bell that I'm super excited for. Of the chocolate, like it's not a choco taco, but it's a ice cream taco.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
And then aren't they doing they're gonna do like a Baja Blast flavor?
Yeah.
Like ice cream
thing,
or something?
Gelato or something. Or
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
So love Salt and Straw.
Way better than Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Way better.
What else is over there? They have Black Tap, whatever.
I've never been in that. I've never gotten the crazy shakes. Those
they're good, but you need like 4 people to
Yeah, because it's the shake that has like now it has tons of sprinkles and like a donut shoved inside, and it's just massive. And I never want to get one.
It's like 4 desserts. But I never am with 4 people that want to eat that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, just gonna be my fat ass eating this. All right, sorry, never mind. The food's okay. I've had it. It's all right. What else is over there? For the longest time, they had La Brea Bakery.
Yes,
that was right by the entrance, and prime position.
Yeah, and that's now where Earl Sandwich is temporarily until they. I bet you they're going to build a permanent spot in whatever they're doing here, and
but it keeps getting booted around.
Yeah.
They have said a million times forever that they're adding Porto's, which is a huge bakery in Southern California.
Yeah.
That's going in, and it's like where Now, supposedly, it's going to be where that that bakery was. You know, where Earl of Sandwich is now.
Yeah.
But they haven't moved on that, so everyone's like, "Yo, what's going on with Porto's, man?"
Which I'm excited for because the only time I've ever had it is when they gave it us free.
They gave us boxes of it at D23.
At D23, and those were really good.
Yeah.
There's one by Knott's Berry Farm, but I've never been.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
Yeah.
But that's really it.
Yeah, the World of Disney store is right there.
Oh, of course.
And it's always just tons of Disney stuff. They remodeled it like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I used to like. That's usually how I exit. I'll just go through that store just to check everything out.
Yeah.
If I missed anything, and then you exit and get on the tram right there.
Yeah, I always like to walk through there just to see. There's usually something in the parks maybe I didn't get. They might have or whatever. I still don't know. They remodeled it a few years ago, and I still don't know what I think of it because the vibe it had before was kind of older Disney store.
Yes.
Where it had sculptures of characters.
Yeah.
And it kind of still looked like it's connected. It's right near the Grand Californian, and it kind of had the vibe of the Grand Californian architecture. And this is how in the weeds I get on this. Whatever is that it had those. To me, it had a little more magical vibe. But I will say they remodeled it and they went with this like animation warehouse vibe. I don't know if I like that vibe more personally, but as a store, it functions better. You know what I mean? Like now it's clearly in sections.
Yeah, there's here's Star Wars.
Here's like stuff that's animated movie stuff that's right here.
Yeah.
A little further down is all park stuff. Further down here is so now it's like, well, I do find stuff better. So as a store,
it's laid out better, but the design is not as good.
Yeah.
It's more traditional, like
maybe I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. But either way, I do go there, and there is. Around if you go into the Grand Californian area, talk about that for a second. We did talk about Disneyland Hotel.
Yeah, because there's an entrance from downtown Disney into the Grand Californian.
Yeah, they do have a bar there. It's just like kind of a regular bar. I mean, it's not as special as Trader Sam's. They do have, if you're ever hungry, they do have a place. I think they've changed the name a couple times. Like now it's like GCH Craftsman Grill or something.
Okay.
Little bit off the beaten path food place. It's never really busy, and it's good.
Okay.
And they have like, if you're getting breakfast, they have like a bagel and lox sandwich.
Ooh,
that's really good.
I love lox and cream cheese and all that kind of stuff.
It's got all that and like a little side of fruit with it. They got that. They got. They always have a theme. They always have, and this is going back to like I want to say like 2001. They have a themed hot dog like every month.
Really?
And even during like when they were doing the Lunar New Year, it was like, we've got a Bao hot dog. They have hot dogs themed to whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Or the Force, and they'll have it's Seasons of the Force, Star Wars. It'll be something like Yoda's sausage or something. Whoever works there goes way too hard on it. They really like put effort into it, and it's great. So anyway, just recommend that if you want an off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Nice little food thing, kind of tucked around the corner.
I don't even remember like Napa Rose is right there, but that's really expensive. It's the type of like super fancy plating.
That's
and
a very fancy dinner.
Yes.
Yeah. If you can they have a thing there called the chef's counter.
Okay.
Where you can reserve it and you literally eat at the counter facing the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
And the chef it's literally. All right, chef wants you to try this. He's got a new thing. Check this out.
Check it out.
And it's like it's like a 5-course thing. Where it's like, all right, the chef. He thinks this next thing, he tried this, he thinks he failed. What do you think?
You think this thing sucks?
It sucks. All right, we're going to give you a different thing. Like it's a whole experience. If you can do that, it's cool.
Okay.
But I've had regular dinner there, and I got to that is a place that you always read on like, oh, that's the best dinner at Disneyland. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
To me, I would rather do like Blue Bayou or something. And it's not as fancy. It's not as whatever.
The atmosphere and the food.
But it feels like Disneyland. To me, I would rather do that than some restaurant kind of off the beaten path, and it doesn't really feel like Disneyland to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's the same chef that does Club 33.
Yeah.
And I liked all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
that was good.
Maybe I'll try other stuff next time I go. But the chef's counter, that's worth doing. And if you ask for it, this is a tip straight from Guy Fieri.
Okay.
He went there in an episode, and they have the best hot chocolate. I think they literally have it on the menu as the best hot chocolate in the world.
I don't know. I had the Grand Canyon hot chocolate, and that was pretty up there.
It rivals it, dude.
Yeah.
It is. They literally put, and I think I don't remember if they do the chef's counter if they show it to you or not. I don't remember, but they did show it on Triple D.
Okay.
They put, it's like broken up. It's not like, how do I say this? They really are breaking up different types of chocolate. Like, all right, this is a bar of German chocolate.
There you go.
This is a bar of chocolate from Switzerland.
Too fancy.
And they melt it down and like, all right, it's like, what? And you drink it, and I mean, we've all seen Dune 2.
Yeah.
The water of life.
Oh.
You drink it, your eyes turn brown. Like, it's like that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you'll swear you're pregnant with something that is talking to you. Like, it's so good. So, I'm just saying.
I don't know. Swiss Miss is straight from Switzerland. Yeah. Like that, you can't get.
The Swiss Miss comes down if you order it. She's like, yeah, what you want? Is that a good impression?
I like the. I don't know. I just like the shitty AM PM.
I'm telling you, just wait. Just wait. You know what? After this, let's go.
Well, how much is it? Is it like $30?
Probably, but you'll pay it. You know what? You'll do it.
I'll pay it.
You'll pay it. Yeah, we're cold enough now at this point.
I know.
Anyway, I think that,
that's it.
Kind of wraps it up.
I can't think of anything.
Really, the big thing is this place was so different, and Walt Disney always felt like it was kind of run down. He was always disappointed how, like, damn, Disneyland, I'm really proud of it, but outside of it, it's just kind of run down. Yeah, and I wish I had more control over the land around it, which that's what they did in Florida. They own, I mean, when you're in Florida, you're in a Disney country over there. But when in 2001, when they did the Downtown Disney stuff and the Disney Resort stuff and added the second park and all that, they really did make it all much nicer. I think people forget how kind of dingy it was
when you left the park.
Yeah. They've done a good job sort of shielding that away, where it's like, oh, you're in this whole area. It's got its own resort kind of now. Yeah. So it's hard to picture a time before that. Now I find myself kind of nostalgic for the early days of when they built all this. And, I never liked California Adventure. When they first built it, it was like,
it's whatever.
I remember people always have that debate of like, is the theme of California Adventure bad, or was it just executed badly? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, before I ever went to the park, someone told me the theme as a kid, and I was like, ugh.
Why would I want to go
it's there? California themed. What? Yeah, so they have like Golden Gate Bridge. Ew, this sucks. Because, when I think of Disneyland, I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like Galaxy's Edge would have blown my mind as a kid.
Yeah.
But, they've got the, it's like an orange grove.
I think
they've got a vineyard.
Westcott's would have been better.
It would have been better, exactly. But what it did do good is that it made this whole area a lively, fun, safe, nice place to be. As opposed to just like, well, here's a diner underneath the monorail and then get out.
Well, the Disneyland Forward land is right there, so we'll see what they do
all this expansion land.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they add to it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Pixar Place Hotel.
I've never stayed over there.
Me neither.
And it was whatever. I don't really care. That's more off property than the other two.
Yes, yeah.
So
that doesn't count. That's across the
whatever. And it's all Pixar. Nobody likes the Pixar aesthetic on anything. It sucks.
Yo, we were talking about that when they do Pixar Fest or any of these things with the Pixar aesthetic. It kills whatever it is.
It looks
because it's always either shit from that ball.
If I see that ball on another design, oh god,
it's that, or it's the Toy Story wallpaper with the clouds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I am both of those aesthetics.
So over it. Yeah.
But I did hear with Pixar Place, they had a third party that opened a restaurant.
Yeah.
Called Great Maple Restaurant.
Okay.
I've heard it's pretty lit.
Ooh.
I've heard it's pretty good. Ooh. They have. And some of the food is a little bit Instagram-y, a little bit.
Okay.
But I've heard it's good.
Okay.
So we might want to run over there.
Yeah.
We already did. We did just have an early sandwich, but gotta know.
I can eat.
We gotta know. Anyway, all right.
Cool. That was good.
Johnny? Anything?
No, I really wanted to talk about Trader Sam's.
Yeah. I got anything else to say about that? Parting words about it?
I don't know. I feel like if I ever got married, I would want to have a party there.
Yeah. That's a cool place to do. Yeah.
I don't know if they ever allow people to do that, but I would totally do that.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm sure.
Don't promise it, because
I'm never.
This
getting
guy
married,
promised
so.
Club 33 wedding.
Didn't even
and he didn't do it.
No, it wasn't even Club 33. It's the thing you signed up. It's some
21 Royal.
21 Royal.
That's like Club 33.
That was like 10 times more expensive than the entire wedding.
I kept saying, wouldn't it be great if someone had a wedding here?
Yeah.
When he was planning his wedding. And he kept saying, yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. And then he didn't do it.
Wow. Yeah.
He basically promised.
I didn't do it at all. Because it was a little too expensive.
Okay, save up. What do you want me to tell you? You know, maybe if you weren't buying the new iPhone.
It's an iPhone 13.
We just had that conversation earlier.
There's like two iPhones.
I love whenever there's something you can't afford and people go, well, maybe if you didn't get something that costs $70.
Yeah.
Or something that didn't, you know. Maybe if you didn't buy a bagel sandwich.
Yeah.
This one, what? That was $5. What are you talking about? Anyway. All right, well, then that does it for our Downtown Disney episode. Is there anything we didn't talk about? Let us know in the comments. I'll be in the comments probably at least for the first day or two.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave. I won't go to sleep. I'll be in the comments the whole time. If there's anything we didn't talk about, let us know. And what do you want us to talk about in the next Creepy Old Crypt? I think, at some point we got to go back in the park.
Yeah.
And
but I'm glad we got out of the studio and everything like that.
We needed to do this.
Yeah.
We had to do this.
I'm stoked. Get some fresh air.
Yeah, but next time we'll go in. We should do it on a ride again or something.
Yeah.
Do it about a ride.
Yeah.
What ride should it be? The thing that drives me nuts though is I'll ask that and people will go, "Oh, Star Tours." It's like,
here you go. Here's the episode.
No, we did. Yeah, it's like. Yeah. It's always an episode we've already done.
Yep.
It's always, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, it's the first episode.
we did it.
Yeah. So find something we haven't done one on.
Yeah.
That's on you, not on us. You find it, not
I don't remember, so you guys need to
I don't remember, so you better. Anyway. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. How do we, there's nothing cool to end
I don't know,
on.
but I don't think there's so much security. If you want to end it in with throwing away the camera.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Security
think, they can't get you. Oh, hold on. I'll make sure it doesn't blow away.